Introduction of Source Code Book Summary. Ever wonder how a young dreamer turned his love for computers into one of the biggest companies ever? This book summary uncovers Bill Gates' early life journey and the making of Microsoft. You will learn about his school days, his first encounters with computers, and the key moments at Harvard that set the stage for a tech revolution. Discover how chance meetings, hard work, and smart choices helped shape his future. See how his drive for knowledge turned everyday challenges into steps toward success. Dive into this inspiring story and learn the simple lessons behind a global tech giant. Listen till the end of the book summary. This video, including its audio and script, is protected by copyright. Unauthorized reproduction, distribution, or piracy is strictly prohibited and may result in legal action. Welcome to Technology and Future English Book Summary, Episode 4. In this episode, we'll explore 2025 published book Source Code, written by Bill Gates. The full title of the book is Source Code: My Beginnings. Chapter 1 of Source Code Book Summary: Seeds of Strategy. Imagine a game where every card holds a secret lesson. In the Gates household, playing cards was more than just fun. It was a chance to learn and grow. Bill Gates, as a kid, watched his grandma Adele Thompson, known as Gammy, play with a skill that seemed almost magical. She could see patterns in the game and always knew which card to play next. Bill was amazed. He soon learned that her winning streak was not luck but a smart way of thinking. From that day on, he studied every move she made, turning each game into a mini lesson on strategy and focus. Bill's passion for puzzles started at home. He saw that every challenge could be solved if you paid attention and worked hard. This mindset helped him even in school. Though he was younger and smaller than his classmates, he was driven by his love for learning. Even when school was hard and bullies made fun of him, Bill never gave up. He dived into subjects like math and reading with all his energy, looking for clues and patterns, like he did in his card games. At dinner, his parents talked about fairness, hard work, and the importance of community. These talks, mixed with the excitement of Seattle's growing future, fueled his curiosity. Bill's world was full of small puzzles, waiting to be solved. Just like his grandma's card game, every day offered a hidden lesson. In the end, what started as a simple game at home grew into a lifelong drive to figure things out. And as we saw in that first glimpse of a magical card game, Bill's early experiences show us that everyday moments can unlock big secrets and shape our future. Chapter 2 of Source Code Book Summary: Rising Ambitions. Imagine a young mind so curious that every new idea felt like a secret, waiting to be unlocked. Bill Gates was that mind. Even before his teenage years, Bill led a club where he and his classmates debated big ideas. They planned field trips and raised money for local causes. Bill saw smart people work together to solve problems. It was a whole new way of thinking. He wanted to do that when he grew up. Bill's journey took a surprising turn when his parents sent him to Lakeside, a strict private school. At first, he felt out of place. The formal dress and traditions made him consider giving up. He even acted like the class clown. That all changed when a teacher paired him with the worst performing student for a group project. It was a wake-up call. Bill realized he had to grow up and prove his true potential. There, he met Kent Evans. Kent was serious, even at just 12 years old. He loved politics and talked passionately about the Vietnam War. Kent and Bill quickly became inseparable. They found common ground in their outsider status. Soon, two more friends, Paul Allen and Rick Weiland, joined them. Together, they formed an informal computer club. When Lakeside got a computer for testing, Bill dove right in. He taught himself the basics of machine language. His first tic-tac-toe game sparked a passion for coding. A kind parent, Mrs. Monique Rona, helped them gain access to a better computer. This chance made their dream real. They spent hours writing programs and learning from every mistake. The club was their playground for ideas. In the end, that curious spark in a young Bill turned into a lifelong passion. What began as a simple club and a computer game grew into the blueprint of his future. Bill Gates showed that a curious mind can change everything. Chapter 3 of Source Code Book Summary: Unlocking the Code. Imagine a place where a converted car dealership became a playground for young minds. Bill Gates and his friends, Kent, Paul, and Rick, spent every spare moment there. They gathered at a spot called C Cubed, glued to a PDP-10 computer. They coded, debugged, and even slept on the floor. During the snowy winter of 1968 in Seattle, school was on hold, and the computer became their world. With every minute, their skills grew. They learned by trying things out even if there were no guides. Instead, they found clues in discarded printouts tossed away by older programmers. These scraps were like hidden treasures for the team. One memorable night, Paul lifted Bill into the dumpster and they found a stack of machine language instructions. It was dense and confusing at first, but it turned into an exciting challenge. They spent nights breaking down the code to learn more. Every breakthrough made Bill more determined. He soon began writing programs that solved real problems. One of his first projects was a simple cooking recipe program, inspired by his mom's wooden box of index cards. This was a turning point. He was using a $500,000 computer as his personal teacher. His passion was clear. But then a twist came. Bill discovered a security flaw in the PDP-10. He could log in as an administrator with a quick Control-C twice. When the team at C-Cube found out, they banned him. For the first time, Bill had to search for a new challenge. He joined the Boy Scouts and went hiking with friends. Out in the mountains, he learned teamwork and tackled physical challenges. In the end, what started as a secret world of code at C-Cubed grew into a journey of self-discovery. That same spark of curiosity shown in a humble converted car dealership was the beginning of everything Bill ever achieved. Chapter 4 of Source Code Book Summary: Turning Points. Have you ever wondered what happens when a young mind faces both big success and heartbreaking loss at the same time? In 9th grade, Bill Gates set out to turn his special focus into a true superpower. He knew that when he really concentrated, everything started to click. Yet even with the promise of straight A's, his report card showed both A's and B's. Mastery was still a work in progress. At the same time, his love for computers only grew stronger. After the setback with C-Cubed, Lakeside made a new deal with a local company called Information Sciences, Inc. Gates and his friends landed a chance to build a payroll program for ISI. This was their very first step into making real software. As winter melted into spring, in 1972, Bill and his friend Ken took on another challenge. They worked hard on a computerized scheduling program for their school. The task was tough and they gave it their all. Then tragedy struck. Two beloved Lakeside teachers, Bob Haig and Bruce Burgess, died in a plane crash. Soon after, Kent died in a fall while climbing Mount Shuksan. The loss left Bill in deep shock. For days, everything was a blur. But Bill soon realized that Kent would have wanted him to finish what they started. He asked Paul Allen to help complete the project. That summer, Bill and Paul bonded as they worked side by side. Bill was very focused while Paul had a more free-spirited approach. Their different styles only made their work stronger. As summer went on, the pair saw a bigger world ahead with the rise of microprocessors. They knew that this was just the beginning of a new revolution. In the end, that spark of curiosity from a determined 9th grader grew into a turning point that would shape everything Bill ever achieved. Chapter 5 of Source Code Book Summary: Altair Breakthrough. Have you ever seen a moment when one idea changes everything? In the fall of 1972, Bill Gates was keeping his options open. After a summer spent exploring politics in Washington, he returned to a big chance. A consulting offer from Bonneville Power Administration asked him to help computerize power generation. There, John Norton, a former NASA programmer, pushed Bill to improve his coding skills. Some at Bonneville even suggested Bill skip college. Yet Bill wanted to test himself against the best. When he was accepted by Harvard, Yale, and Princeton, he chose Harvard, following his family's wishes. At Harvard, Bill found himself near the Aiken Lab, home to a PD-P10 connected to the early internet. With access to this powerful computer, his life at college was filled with late-night coding sessions and intense problem-solving. Meanwhile, his friend Paul Allen was in Boston, bringing his own ideas and a free-spirited charm to their work. Together, Bill and Paul were ready for a new challenge. The big turning point came with the January 1975 announcement of the Altair 8800 in Popular Electronics. The Altair was a simple $397 computer kit that sparked a revolution. Bill and Paul saw a future in this small machine. They did not own an Altair or the Intel 8080 chip. Instead, they used Harvard's PD-P10 to simulate the chip. In a 6-week marathon, Bill, with help from freshman Monty Davidoff, built a compact version of BASIC. When Paul demonstrated it to Ed Roberts of MEDS, everyone was amazed. This success led to a licensing deal and the birth of Microsoft. In the end, that sudden spark of opportunity with the Altair changed everything. It turned a curious college student into a pioneer, proving that one breakthrough can light up a whole future. Chapter 6 of Source Code Book Summary. Revolution at Hand. Imagine a small spark that could light up the entire world of computing. In this book summary, we explore how a few determined people turned a simple idea into a force that reshaped home computers. The Altair 8800 was a basic kit that few believed in at first, yet it sparked a deep interest in home computing. Ed Roberts, one of the co-founders of MIT's, took his creation on a tour across the United States. Hobbyists gathered in clubs like the Homebrew Computer Club. They shared ideas and built excitement about the future of personal computers. Meanwhile, Bill Gates and Paul Allen were busy at the helm of a budding software company. They dreamed of a world where high-quality software would be as important as the new, powerful microprocessors. Every program they wrote was custom-made for a new chip. Their hard work paid off as more customers joined in. However, a big problem still lingered. Their licensing deal with MITS was holding them back. When companies like Texas Instruments and IBM began to stir in the background, the pressure increased. In 1977, the tension led to an arbitration battle over the basic licensing agreement. Ed Roberts had sold MITS to Pertec Computers and he was not ready to share his work. This was when the father of Bill Gates stepped in, helping him gain the freedom needed to move forward. The licensing deal had a clause that forced MITS to do its best to secure sub-license agreements. In the end, the arbitrator sided with Microsoft. With this victory, Gates decided to leave Harvard and focus on his new venture, full-time. Soon, deals were sealed with companies like Apple, Commodore, and Radio Shack. We started with a spark of curiosity about how a small idea could ignite a revolution. Now, as the journey of Microsoft unfolds and the personal computer revolution takes shape, we see that spark grow into a blazing fire that forever changed the world of computing. Conclusion of Source Code Book Summary. Thanks for watching this book summary on Source Code by Bill Gates. Today you learned about Bill Gates' early years in Seattle during the 1960s, where his strong values were built. His grandmother taught him to work hard and never give up, a lesson that stayed with him as he discovered computers and fell in love with coding. You saw how, even as a young student, Bill took every chance to learn by spending hours with computers. His work in high school on projects like payroll and scheduling programs opened many doors for him. At Harvard, teaming up with Paul Allen, he helped create a simple computer program for early home computers, a project that grew into what we know as Microsoft today. Deals with companies like Apple, Radio Shack, and Commodore set Microsoft on a path to change the world of technology. This summary shows us that hard work, curiosity, and a willingness to learn can lead to amazing opportunities. Thanks for joining us and diving into this inspiring journey. Please leave a rating if you enjoyed this summary and don't forget to share your thoughts with us. Listen to the other book summary as well. Disclaimer, please check the description. Any digital copy of this content that is shared through piracy or downloaded without permission or uploaded on any online social media platform will be considered a clear violation of copyright law. Piracy is a serious offense and strict legal action will be taken against it. Additionally, copyright infringement may result in a strike against your YouTube channel or page, and it could even be deleted. Therefore, please do not engage in piracy or support it. This content has been created based on the references from the mentioned book. However, it may contain some unintentional errors or inconsistencies due to human or mechanical mistakes. If you notice any mistakes or inconsistencies, please accept our apologies and inform us through a comment or message. If you enjoy this book summary and wish to gain complete knowledge of the book, then please consider purchasing the book from an online or offline bookstore and reading it. Thank you.